that makes us better on defense.
Hey, Coach, I got to ask if you want to give one more plea for the, I shouldn't say plea, but an ask for the student body, the USU Herd, to show up for a big game on Friday night and along with the crowd here in Logan.
Oh, absolutely, man. We absolutely need a packed house. Electric. This is a team that hasn't lost a conference game yet in our division. Going to come in, and we need all hands on deck. Hopefully, we can pay them off by finding a way to get a win. We're here at home. We've obviously figured out how to win on the road. We've got to figure out how to beat a good opponent here at home, and we feed off the crowd. So I'm hoping that the Valley and the student section come out in big numbers, just like they've done the last couple of weeks. We need them bad. We need them bad. So hopefully they'll step up in big numbers.
Is it crazy that we're over halfway through the season already? Is it gone as quick for you as it has for us?
It goes in a blur. It really does. We talked about it last week, just to kind of put it in perspective. We started the season. Really, we started the season back in June when we put over probably 140 days in, and we're down to only about 40 days left. It goes by quick. And now that it's game without a lot, without really any breaks, it speeds up even more. So we got to stay healthy, and we got to keep improving and find if we can go out and kind of get out of our own way and play good ball.
One other quick thing. What about Elion Noah and what he's added to the team in his spot? I mean, seems like he's kind of behind two other guys, but now all of a sudden when he gets in, he plays great.
Yeah, he's been just consistently solid, quietly solid, and his role gets a little bit bigger each week. He doesn't have that gear that he's going to outrun a lot of guys, but he's very patient. He's physical, and you saw some physical runs. I think he sees the hole, has good vision, and you're starting to see little by little just some confidence grow in him. And we talked how long it's going to be kind of running back by committee, and until some guys really, really stood out. And every time you go out and you have a good outing, it gives us more and more confidence to give him another opportunity. So you're likely to see him more and more as the season goes on.
All right, we've got senior wide receiver Deven Thompkins. Obviously, Deven was the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week this week with his career high 12 catches, 2 touchdowns, 180 yards. So you guys go ahead and ask Deven questions.
Deven Al Lewis from KBNU. What about winning the Conference Player of the Week? What does that mean to you, and how do you share it with everybody?
It feels good, but if it wasn't for everybody else after the other 10 players, I wouldn't be able to win that award. So I'm really thankful for my teammates, for helping me achieve that.
Devin Ajay Salveson, your ability, despite the body frame, to be able to high point a ball, be able to go after a ball, be aggressive, how much of that is technique, and how much of that is just confidence that you can catch any ball that's thrown at you?
It just comes from doing it over such a long time. For real, to me, it's nothing new. Like that's all I used to do in high school, especially my senior year. Was just run a go route and throw the ball up, and I would always come down with it. So I just know how to high point the ball in the air, and I know with my the abilities that God gifted me with, it gives me a better ability to make those plays.
We've asked you before, Devin, but could you expand? I just said to the coach, maybe you might have been the best recruit he made when he got here at Utah State, because you decided to kind of go in the transfer portal. How close were you to even leaving, or did it ever come that far? Or once you talked to the coach, you decided to stay? What went on?
Even like when I first entered the transfer portal, it was just based off all the things that were happening at the time, with having Coach Anderson fired and, Jason Shelley getting kicked off the team. It was just a lot that was going on. And, I was missing my children as well. So, I really wanted a fresh start, and whenever Coach Anderson came to Utah State, he, the things that he was telling me, he was going to make happen, especially with having such a diverse, coaching staff and things of that nature. It really, sparked my interest a lot. And, Utah State was home for me. This is where I started at, and this is the one place that gave me a chance, that out of high school. So I'm forever grateful for this place, and I wanted to be able to, just allow myself to display my greatness here at this school. So it didn't even feel right entering the portal at first. That's why, when Coach Anderson came here and he decided and he told me everything, I knew that this was exactly where I wanted to be, and I wanted to finish it here for sure.
Your other story about you mentioned your kids and your children. That's a big deal, you can tell to you. And talk about how you manage that and how you're a dad and a player and keep track of things like that.
Really just, the longer that I've been doing this now, I've been doing it for a couple of years. So it's starting to be just, second nature. But It's really, whatever you want to do, whatever is really important to you, you'll find a way to do it, whether it's being able to manage time, you know, also having great people around you, also like I've met some really great people who helped me a lot on this journey, as well as, and that has taught me how to be a really great man. So, I'm just really thankful for all those things.
What are your kids' names and how old are they?
My daughter Naomi, she's 3 years older than my son. His name is Messiah. He's 2 years old.
Deven,
Anything
sorry, Doug. Deven, with the offense, I know it seems to be kind of a struggle to get going, and then finally in the second half, it's turned into an offensive clinic for you guys. What do you need to do in the first half to maybe get a better spark, to gain some momentum, so you're not starting off slow or falling behind in the fourth quarter, having to make a rally?
We gotta really get better at starting fast. That's the biggest thing for us is we just got to be able to start fast. And I don't necessarily understand I don't know what the problem is. I mean, we practice great every single day, so it's just something that we always got to work on every single day and hopefully get better on as the season goes on.
Thanks, Deven.
Deven, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal. How much is bringing in a guy like Brandon Boyne and the development of guys like Justin McGriff and Derek Wright, how much does that open things up for you in the receiving game?
It's a lot. You can't just, like, at the end of the day, you can't just key on me because there's so many other weapons on the field, and they've all been great players, ever since they started playing. So, but having Brandon here for sure in the slot, he's definitely a help a lot, and then having Justin outside and also Derek Wright, Savon Scarver, and Jordan Nathan, everybody seems to be able to make a play and contribute. So it makes my job a lot easier at the end of the day.
Sure, you're not that much into Colorado State yet because of the short week and coming back and all, but they may be the best defense you've faced up until now, the way they're playing right now. And then can you remember the game over there the last time you played Colorado State? And then, you won the game here in Logan the last time you played, but the one over there was one that kind of stands out, how you guys pulled that out late and then looked like you'd lost and still won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely that game my freshman year, that was that game really was a big reality check for me, especially like that was my first game I was able to start a punt return because Jordan Nathan was hurt at the time. And I ended up muffing the punt, with in the fourth quarter with probably like a minute left on the clock. And I just remember, it was like 2 minutes left in the game. Yeah. And I remember like, whenever the ball went through my hands and then they recovered it, I was like, I lost us the game, and it was just, that hurt me a lot, but it was like the team, the environment of the team, or the energy of the team, everybody started, patting me up. They were trying to bring me up, and like, they weren't like, oh, like, you made a freshman mistake or anything like that. It was like, you're good, man. Like, it's all good. And then at the time, Coach Bonite was here and he put me back in at receiver, and I ended up catching a pass. So that helped me out too. That helped build my confidence back after I did that. And, we ended up winning the game. So that was definitely a big learning lesson for me in my college career.
Have you even looked at Colorado State yet? Do you know anything about their defense yet, or will that be all today and tomorrow?
That'll be all this week. I'm just really taking it, week by week. That's really it.
All right, now we've got senior safety Shaq Bond. Shaq was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week this week. Go ahead and ask Shaq questions.
I just asked Deven. Shaq Al Lewis from KBNU I'll ask you the same thing. Is there some satisfaction with the way things have gone to be a Player of the Week in the conference and do what you did against UNLV?
Yeah, it's definitely a satisfaction. I've been down the last couple of weeks, so to have a nice game like this, big turnout with a W, it felt good. It felt good to be back.
Shaq, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal. You guys just really gained some positive momentum defensively there. The late third quarter and the entire fourth quarter against UNLV. How valuable was that for you guys to get that kind of momentum defensively heading into this big homecoming game?
It's big for the momentum, especially in the Mountain West. During the game, coaches told us to keep our heads, stay with the technique, trust ourselves, and that's what we did. We started getting a couple stops back to back, a couple third down conversions, a couple turnovers. So it was big throughout the game.
Shaq, Ajay Salveson here. Coach kind of alluded to maybe some of the struggles you might have had. He didn't go into details. I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit. What were the struggles for you? Was it more physical with the knee brace, emotional, mental? What were those things that you were going through before you had this breakout game against UNLV?
I was really just getting back to close to about 100%. I've been about 80% the last couple of weeks, especially with the knee brace, the tape, and everything. So yeah, I've been taking it day by day, and I finally was able to get the knee brace off this week, and a lot of confidence came back with that. So it was good to just have fun and be back out there with my boys.
Seems like, Shaq, every week we're talking to the defensive guy about play in and play out. The defense isn't playing too bad, but there's the standout long runs you guys have given up on defense. In this game, do you think it was more of just Williams individually, and you've done better at that, or what do you think about not giving up any more big runs?
No, it was Williams is a great running back, so we give credit to him regardless of what the scheme or the plan was. But over the past couple of weeks, we gave up a couple big plays in the beginning that get things kicked off, and we kind of start slow and we build into it, and that's why we always get stops towards the end where it looked like we just back-to-back stops. Our legs are just fresh because of Coach Jackson. So other than that, Williams, he did his job, and towards the end of the game, we just did better with our technique and trusting ourselves.
Shaq, sorry, go ahead, Al.
You still got a long ways to go defensively, though, to play all the plays and not give up those big plays. Would you say that?
Yeah, we definitely, for us to be playing as good as we is, the plays we do give up and the things we have to get better at, we got a long way to go, and it can only go up from here because the way we play now is just going to get better.
Shaq, another physical running team coming in. You've played Colorado State before. You know how physical they like to be at the front, especially in the running game. Do you guys feel like that this year with the physicality you have on the defense side of the ball, you can play with it?
Yeah, of course. We're not really worried about just people running the ball on us. We give up a couple big plays, but then we're not, throughout the week, we need to make sure we do this or do that. We just take it day by day, trust our technique. We don't do nothing differently each week. We tackle every day as usual. So it's just a matter of translating it to the game and not getting a slow start.
Shaq, you're facing a pretty rare tight end talent this week in Trey McBride. How much are you looking forward to that matchup and doing what you guys can to limit his effectiveness?
We gonna game plan accordingly like we do each week. We don't really worry about one person. We stick to our schemes. And as an individual one-on-one with any of the DBs, throughout my career, I've been here. I didn't face, Dax, Raymond, Carson, Terrell, a lot of folks that came through here, and them talents have been off the charts. So just being here since sophomore year, going against them, I'm really prepared for any type of tight end, especially after Dax.
You're a team leader, Shaq, in some ways. I know guys look up to you. It's a homecoming game. You didn't win your last two home games. You had big crowds. What do you got to do this Friday night to change that? Obviously, you put yourselves in a spot now. You just take one game at a time, keep winning. You're in your place where you want to be.
Yeah, it's a big week, homecoming week. The only thing we're gonna do differently is practice harder, I guess. We've been doing a great job of staying with ourselves. Not getting too high, not getting too low. So we're gonna stay with our scheme and trust everything gonna go the way we want it to go. We're gonna have some downs in the game, but just sticking with the scheme throughout the game, and we're going to come out with the W.